Hey YouTube, it's your girl Monchichi. In this video, I just kind of wanted to share some tips on how to incorporate your healthy lifestyle when it comes to special occasions that you may be invited to. Whether it's a family gathering or a wedding reception or some other type of event or celebration that you may be invited to. These are some tips that you can use to kind of navigate through those situations, still enjoy the event, still feel like you're able to enjoy the food that's a part of it, and not feel like you're sabotaging your healthy lifestyle goals, and not feel like you're missing out on anything. The reason why I wanted to do this video is, of course, because a lot of people just recently celebrated the Thanksgiving holiday and they're getting ready to celebrate the Christmas holidays. And just in general, we all find ourselves in a situation where we've been invited to some type of event or some type of celebration, whether it's big or small, and generally there's food involved. And a lot of times, if you're on a diet or you're living a healthy lifestyle and you're restricting some certain foods, a lot of times it can make for an uncomfortable situation, and it can cause you to kind of like not really enjoy or be able to relax enough to enjoy the event because you're so concerned with the food. And it's either one or two ways. Either you're so concerned with the food and you're not eating anything hardly because you're so concerned about trying to eat healthy or stick to a diet plan, or it's the opposite. You're so concerned with the food, it's like throw the diet, throw healthy eating out the window and just eat everything because, hey, it's a party or it's a special occasion and I'm going to eat everything that I want. Everything everybody made, I'm going to eat it all. I'm just going to just go crazy. So this is some tips on how to like have a good balance between those two things. And also another thing that I notice with a lot of people is the uncomfortable feeling they get from other people because of what they're eating or not eating. You know, it's uncomfortable attention. You know, people constantly questioning you, why you're not eating this, why aren't you eating that, you know, are you dieting, you don't need to be on a diet, or you don't need to be doing this, or you ain't going to eat that, why you not going to. And that makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. It brings a lot of attention that people don't want. And how you can kind of avoid some of that. Now, this does not apply to those who choose not to eat certain foods because of religious or moral reasons why they choose not to eat certain foods or certain types of foods, because that's across the board. People need to just respect that you don't eat it, and that's the end of it, and there's not going to be any flexibility with those decisions, and I completely understand it and I respect that. But this is for people that don't have those type of restrictions, but are just for health reasons, trying to live a healthy lifestyle. How do you deal when you get invited to a special occasion without kind of like ruining the whole moment because you can't eat anything? Well, my tip is, first of all, plan your day. Plan your day around that event and save your calories for that event. That way you have more wiggle room for eating different things you may want to indulge in at the event. You're going to a wedding that day, you know, eat a really light breakfast, maybe just a piece of fruit. And that way, you know, you're going to want a piece of wedding cake. You kind of have more calorie wiggle room there. And eat a very light dinner, maybe just eat a salad for dinner. You know, that's what I mean. You know you're going to Thanksgiving dinner at grandma's house, so don't eat all what you normally might eat during the day. Even though it may be light and healthy, eat even less. That way you have more calories to spare when you get to the dinner, and you can go ahead and sort of indulge in some of the things that you really enjoy. For example, That's what I did this week. Thursday, I know I was going to my mom's house for dinner. Friday, I was going to my grandparents' house for dinner, and so I ate really super light those days, like hardly anything. An apple and some trail mix, that was it, just enough to hold me until I got there, and then I had plenty calories to spare, and that way I didn't put on a whole lot of extra weight. I put on a pound, so what, you know, that'll be gone. That pound's probably sodium from all the food that I was eating that I don't normally eat. I mean, you know, it could be anything, or maybe actual fat, like, okay, a pound, it's okay, gain a pound or two, so what, that's minor, you know. But I know if I would have been eating, just imagine if I would have been eating all day and then went and ate that, like, I know I would have gained maybe a couple more pounds, you know. So you got to just keep that in mind. Plan your day around that event and eat really, really restricted. That way you don't have to be super restricted when you get to the event. You have more flexibility. Then when you get to the event, still avoid overindulging in everything. Maybe decide on 1 or 2 things that you definitely know you want to eat, and then the rest, keep everything light. For example, Friday, went to my grandfather's house for dinner with the family. My grandfather makes awesome sweet potato pie, and that's sort of like a tradition he only makes in this time of year, and so I didn't want to miss out on that experience. You know, I didn't want to miss out on that. And so I had the sweet potato pie, but I had nothing but vegetables and a little bit of turkey, you know, for dinner, so that I had plenty calorie space for the sweet potato pie. So I didn't indulge in the macaroni and cheese and all the other stuff. Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, I wanted it, but I really wanted the pie. So I made it short. I made a decision. Now, and then I was able to have 2 pieces. You know what I mean? Like, but if that wasn't the case, let's say I wanted to try the macaroni and cheese and the pie, so I'm only going to have 1 small slice of pie, 1 small serving of macaroni and cheese, so I get both. So you just have to go in and kind of make a decision what it is that you really want to eat, and try to make that decision before you get up with your plate and just start putting stuff on there. Because sometimes what'll happen is you'll start going around and putting stuff on your plate, and before you realize it, you have everything on your plate, and it's like, man, you know what, I didn't really have to have so-and-so this rice. It's just rice, you know. I could have skipped that, but you just got your plate. So it may be helpful to kind of sit back and look and see what all is there, and then make, you know, kind of say, okay, well, I already got that, but I really got to have A and B. So that's the 2 things I'm going to kind of save my, use my calories on. Another thing you can do is, if it's a event that you get to invite to in advance and you can respond, RSVP. Let them know when you RSVP any dietary restrictions that you have. If you're not eating meat, if you're a vegetarian, or you're a pescatarian, or you only eat eggs or dairy and you don't eat meat, you know what I mean? Whatever your dietary restrictions are, let them know when you RSVP, and most people will accommodate your needs. If you're concerned that they may not be able to accommodate your needs, then you need to prepare for that. You know, eat a light dinner before you get there. That way you're not hungry, you know, and if they aren't able to accommodate you, you're not hungry, you're not miserable. But most of the time people will accommodate you because they want their guests to enjoy themselves. They don't want you to not be able to enjoy yourself because you can't eat the food. So that's something to keep in mind. And those things usually can keep you from sabotaging. Because what you don't want to do is just go overboard, because these are things you haven't been able to eat, and now they're all there, and it's like, look, it's a special occasion, I'm just going to go all out, and then you feel bad the next day. You have like that buyer's remorse. You have eater's remorse. You ate all of it, you feel bad, you can't button up your pants the next day, you put on 5 pounds, you messed up all your progress, and then you feel bad, and you don't want to do that. you want to go ahead and enjoy these and enjoy some of the foods that you like that maybe you don't eat regularly because they aren't the healthiest. And then you can walk away and say, well, I got to enjoy all those foods. You know, I got to enjoy myself. I got to enjoy some of the foods that I like, and I didn't gain but a pound. Hey, that's not bad. I did great. That's how you want to feel when you walk away from a special occasion. You don't want to feel like I completely ruined everything. You know, there's ways you can still enjoy the occasion, enjoy some of the favorite foods, and not feel like you sabotage. So I hope those tips help, and yeah, I hope those tips help, and I'll see you guys later.